Okay, slight correction. I had negative 0.55 here, and I don't know what I was thinking. I was interpolating wrong. That should actually be negative 0.64, and it's just a coincidence that the negative 64 here matches the 0.64 here. There's no reason for this number to match this number, except for one particular value of the y factor. This number will be the negative of that number, and that one number is pretty close to negative, or to 0.64. Okay, so that changes the model. It's not x to the negative 0.55, it's x to the negative 0.64. And I'm going to conjecture, because I know from experience and also from knowing the physics and the mathematics of how things work together, that often the powers you have involve fractions with small numbers like 2, 3, 4, 5. And 0.64 I recognize as being pretty close to two fractions of that nature. One is 2/3, which would be 0.666 repeating, and 2/5, which would be 0.60. Now it's closer to the 0.66 repeating, so I'm going to choose that as a conjecture. Maybe we have x to the negative 2/3. Maybe this is an x to the negative 2/3 power here. Okay, so I'm just going to pose this as a problem now. If we know that the frequency, or at least based on our curve and everything, we conjecture that a frequency of 52 cycles per minute corresponds to a length of 1 foot, then what is the corresponding y equals f of x equals ax to the p function? Now remember, what's the frequency? The frequency is the value, your y value. Okay, what's the length? That's your x value. So we have an x value and a y value, and using the x value and the y value here, I can plug in a number for x, I can plug in a number for y, and we have an estimated value of p. You could use either negative 0.64 or negative 2/3, your choice. So you could solve it either way. Actually, you should solve it both ways and see how much difference there is. So what would the function be? Now we've already seen how to use the value of x and a value of y and a value of p to determine the value of a in a function of this type. So I expect that you can proceed and do that. In the next video we'll actually do it.